Oh, Philion's here. Nice. I've missed him. Lemon God taking his 11th shower of the night. Dang it, why? Why every single time? Why? Okay. So for those of you who are not aware, we are going to be rescheduling the games. Like Dignitas and Reflex are going to be playing at 10 a.m. Pacific time tomorrow. I will not be here to cast that game, but we might be streaming it, so check in with the streams just in case. And then we will be playing the CLG TSM game right at 12 o'clock as our finals in the winners bracket, and then we'll be going right into them at 12 o'clock as well for round 4 and 5 and 6 for the losers bracket, and that'll give us our winners.
The winning team gets $5,000, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm not sure if it's just the winning team straight up gets 5,000 or if it's 5,000 split between like all of the top teams or whatever. So maybe it's like 3,000 to the winning team and then 800 to team 2 or second place or something like that. But I don't know exactly how it is, but I do know it's a $5,000 prize pool for this tournament, though, and we don't know for certain, but we can say that the prize pool is going to go up significantly. For next season. So these tournaments are going to be worth a lot more coming up in the future. Bans on Ramison and Mumu, so same bans as last time. And on Shaco this time, they didn't want Atlanta to play Shaco, and the ban on Leona, of course. Again, doing their research on Goose. There's pickup on, or the ban on Pantheon as well, which is another hit on Goose. We like seeing the jungle Pantheon on Atlanta, so they don't want to see that.
Yeah, they're just banning out the ganking junglers that Atlanta likes to play.
Yep. Wonder if we're going to see the Skarner pick up again this time. Yep.
Called it.
Called it. Skarner for Toveri. And there's the Tryndamere, but we'll see Kennen too, I'm guessing, somewhere in this lineup. There's the Yorick. Interesting pickup on Yorick, actually. I'm thinking that we're going to have Atlanta be jungle Trin, and Yorick is going to be top lane. Yeah, they actually stole Kennen out from under Ball's nose, or Mandatory Cloud's nose, I guess, since he played in last game. But out from under Goose's nose for sure. And they've picked Fane as their AD carry.
Looks like Goose is doing that thing where they just pick people that don't die.
Yeah.
So they might be just looking for Karthus or Zillion or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Of course, they need to be careful about who they pick, because if they pick too many of their team comp like that again, then the other team can go Janna and kind of ruin their whole plan.
Like Atlanta might go jungle Karthus again.
Yeah, he could. They could get Jarvan, because we know they really like playing Jarvan as well. Rise.
Rise has been paid so much.
And Lee Sin, they are going for that just tanky bruiser.
Today.
Yeah, Rise has been in almost every game. It's only been a couple games that he hasn't been in.
So I'm really glad Atlanta's going to play Lee Sin jungle.
I don't think he
I hope
is.
he is.
He's not going to.
He's not?
I think he's going to take Tryndamere. Lee Sin will go top, and either Yorick will support bottom, or, well, Lee Sin or Yorick will go top. But it just depends on their last pick, who they're going to put. I don't think, if they don't go for a ranged carry, like if they go for a typical support,
They've
then
already
we'll
got
see.
a non-traditional team comp, really.
Yeah, it is. They've got that super bruiser team comp that they like.
Oh, that's true. Last time they picked Lee Sin, Smithy played it.
Yeah.
Played at bottom.
It'll be Yorick support, or they'll have a support. They'll pick support. Like, it just depends on what you see here for this last pick. Kale. So they're gonna send Yorick top, and I think Kale will support Lee Sin bottom, and then they're gonna have Tryndamere jungle and Rise mid,
Kale's
or not, or they're gonna
Not the pick.
totally change it around.
They're just gonna have
Yorick's
bruisers.
well, Yorick's gonna be their support, so we'll have Relia top, I'm guessing. Or not. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. So Yorick is their support, Aurelia top, and Tryndamere jungling. And the final pick, of course, on Toveri was Soraka.
I think Malphite was a really good pick for this game.
I agree, because they're all I guess they're not all melee, as Rise is not melee, but
Mostly just Tryndamere and Aurelia.
it does
It's a good
surprise
pick
me
for
that they
that.
didn't go for the Janna pick instead of... It surprised me they didn't go for Janna, because having Janna there to push back all of those melee champions would be really beneficial for them. And Soraka's really, really good, so she's a good support, but I just think that Janna could bring more in this case. Counting down. This could be the final game of the night. If Goose is victorious, this could be the final game of the night. If not, then we only have one more game to go. So either way, the end is in sight. Maybe I'll be finished here by 10 o'clock. That's only 12 hours of casting.
I think for Toveri to succeed, Vayne's gonna have to stay alive a really long time in those 5v5s against like 3 people that can dive her.
Yeah, you're right. She is. She's gonna be the one who's gonna be shredding their armor. And
She's got Malphite and Skarner as like the tanks, and she's got Kennen's CC and Soraka healing, but still a lot of people coming at her, and they could easily burst her down.
Yeah.
So we'll just have to see her positioning.
they actually have the same, summoner skills as far as bottom lane goes. Yorick opted not to take an escape skill and instead has exhaust. So now they have exhaust ignite in that lane. And I think that they're just going to try to play really aggressive on Vayne. But yeah, that's what it's like you're saying with that tank. They've kind of got this like tanky DPS team going down, and I think that Janna would have been a really good. I mean, we already said that, but I really think that she would have been good here, especially to protect Vayne. If they can keep Vayne behind her and she can just DPS them, then they're spending the whole time trying to get to her through Kennen, through if they had gotten Janna. But I mean, I think that they still have enough. He's got to get past Malphite ult, got to get past Kennen, got to get past Garner. So.
I think they can do it with their team. They have enough survivability and they have enough mobility to do it as well.
So who do you like best as far as picks go?
I like Goose's team best. But it's if Toveri can execute properly, they can still win.
Yep.
Like it's anybody's game.
They do like this. This Goose does like trying new things, so they've done a really good job of kind of switching things up, keeping the other teams constantly on guard. It's like they have so many champions that they need to ban that they just don't have enough, and that's exactly what you want for your team. Like, all of their bans were focused directly against specific players on Goose, and then they had to pick Kennen because they didn't want to give them Kennen. And then, I mean, it's just, I really like seeing the fact that they are making the teams that they're against do that. Yorick decided to go with the Maki pendant first.
That he did.
Surprises me. But it will allow him to harass a lot more. He'll be able to spam a lot of his skills there. Gives him quite a bit more mana regen than the Fairy Charm, which is what here Soraka picked up. I was kind of scrolling over that, but it's only +3 mana regen on Fairy Charm, and it's +7 mana regen on Maki Pendant, or Meki Pendant, pardon me. It looks like Vayne and Soraka are going to try to take these golems, but they've got a lot of invade going down here on red. So, need to be a little bit careful. They do take the big, or they're taking the Wraith camp, it looks like. Yep, taking the full Wraith camp, and then I think they're just going to go straight for red as well. And he's just leaving the one Wraith to kind of do some damage there.
I think Vayne did see them taking that shit.
She did, but she can do absolutely nothing to stop it. So she did ping them.
Yeah, but the thing about that is now Dan knows that, at least he knows he's been counter jungled, so he can plan accordingly.
Tryndamere looking like he's looking for a gank here on Kennen, but he's decided not to and is just going to go try to grab his blue. Bot lane, Lemon God just going to get a lot of harass here. As Yorick. I keep expecting one of them to ward the other bush, whether it's Yorick warding Soraka or Soraka warding Yorick. I keep expecting to see one of them throw down. But it won't be Yorick, of course, because he doesn't have wards. Garner is going to counter jungle and take blue buff. I actually thought he would do this, and he does, but Tryndamere, of course, doesn't necessarily need blue buff, so it's not too big of a hindrance to him. They are going to go ahead and gank bottom, though. They don't have a ward, so he should be able to come down here and get them there, push way forward. There's the damage onto Smithy. Skarner are going to come in, but they're just not able to get enough damage before they're able to get into the tower. Top. Am I going to get anything there?
Malphite's gonna be fine. He's got so much armor and that shield. His E slows down their attack speed, so it's really almost a waste of time trying to gank that champion with just Tryndamere and Aurelia.
Smithy was actually dancing in lane. Waiting for the creeps to come up. Do you think Malphite's going to do pretty well against Aurelia?
Yeah, he does awesome against Aurelia.
No! Second game in a row that I've missed first blood.
Wow, you're slipping.
I am slipping. Totally slipping. Alright, so first blood did go to Lee Sin bottom with Yorick. I'm guessing that Vayne just got caught out. They didn't have to use flash together. Though Vayne used flash to try to get away. She didn't use exhaust. So. But Ignite is down, so I think he probably ignited her to finish off for that kill. Tryndamere coming in for some counter jungling on Skarner. He is going to find Dan Din here at the golems. Bottom lane does respond there to try to prevent him from doing any more damage to Dan Din, so he decides to get out of there. He is not level 6 yet. So as far as early game farm goes, Aurelia top is at 46 CS and Malphite is at 38. So doing a really good job there, top Aurelia is. And then mid we have Ryze at 37, Kennen at 28. So Ryze also doing a really, really good job. Goose just showing their strength here. Bottom lane is Lee Sin at 36 and Vayne at 31. So actually winning in all of the lanes. And winning in the jungle as well, as Dan Din only has 24 and Tryndamere has now 34. So, and they're gonna try to get a dragon here. There's the teleport. They're going for it really early in hopes that it wasn't warded, which it is not. So they do see the response coming out. They knew he teleported, and they are gonna pick up this dragon because Lemon God and Smithy just can't do anything without it. So Ryze could get caught here. He does get the prism on Kennen though, so not gonna take any trouble. Aurelia put a little bit of damage on top tower and then opted to back, but good call there by Toveri going for that early dragon, knowing that it wasn't warded.
Aurelia is actually farming really well despite being in the Malphite lane.
Yeah, she seems to be doing really well.
Yeah, she got on her Philosopher's Stone pretty early, so she should be doing well. She's on track to scale pretty well into mid-game. Lana's doing a lot of counter jungling though, and Soraka might be in trouble if Rise can catch her. Lana also having to use his ult because of Skarner and Cannon. And he's gonna just not get away.
So close there, Lana.
And Rise is also gonna die in the jungle.
So actually, they just Goose was actually had a pretty hefty lead. Not hefty, but they were up ahead by quite a bit. And now the gold is just about even after those 2 kills. So a little bit too much in the jungle for counter jungling there on Atlanta. I think he pushed his luck just a little bit too far. So yeah, Arilla actually out-farming Malphite pretty hard here. 74, 252. Of course, Balls was able to out-farm Dryden last game really well too, so... Bottom lane, 54 CS on Lee Sin, only 45 on Vayne, so Lee Sin also steadily pulling ahead there. You know, as far as these just farm lanes goes, like farm lanes go. Oh, you know what's kind of funny is that they haven't killed the ward there in that tri-bush yet.
Yeah, they just see it. They know it's there.
I guess that'd probably be a really good tactic, seeing as how it doesn't tell the team that you're aware that the ward is there. But, you know, so, I don't know.
Right.
It's just an interesting tactic, one you don't see very often, but I agree with it. I think it's a good idea. Oh, no, they're killing it, so never mind.
Dandin and Dryden are actually fighting Aurelia and Tryndamere. It's blue buff, and Aurelia's actually getting dangerously low, but Malphite doesn't have the mana to finish her, and Dandin actually dies to Tryndamere, and I don't think Malphite can get away either.
No.
So, really close fight. Almost looked like they were going to win there, but just too much damage from Atlanta and Balls.
Atlanta now 2-1, and he's going to be able to take this blue buff. Tryndamere just so strong here in this jungle.
I think, in terms of Akali laning against Malphite.
You mean Aurelia?
Aurelia. She was kind of just ignoring Malphite completely.
Yep.
Yeah, and just spamming Q on the creeps, and then going back to base when she ran out of mana, and then spam Q on the creeps again.
Well, the thing about Malphite is that people get scared of him because his Q does so much burst, but once that Q's down, he doesn't really have much else. Like, he can auto-attack you, and he can sometimes get it good, but if you've got any sort of sustain, which Aurelia has, like, she's just been able to stay in lane, so he'll throw a Q, and she'll take it, and then she'll keep farming. You know?
Well, he's not even maxing Q, he's maxing his E.
So he can farm better.
He's stacking a lot of armor because it scales off of armor. Mm-hmm. And what it does, it pushes the lane, which to Aurelia is not a big deal because she can last hit under tower. And it also has that attack speed reduction effect.
Oh no, definitely a lot of action here. Bottom.
Yeah, Malphite's actually teleporting down there at the same time. But he got stunned by Aurelia. Lee Sin getting ignited by Kennen, and Yorick having to use his ult, but I don't think he can pick anyone off with it.
So,
nope.
Yeah, once again, the team fighting there of T over I was just proved too much for them. They did win that fight, just kind of like they won that fight around in their jungle as well with Tryndamere, so not good to keep getting picked off like that. I mean, overall, they're still farming better, but they just need to try to stop dying, basically, in order to keep their even. Meanwhile, Aurelia actually almost, I mean, gets tons of burst there on Malphite. He's gonna go ahead and pull back away from her.
He actually tried to teleport to that bottom lane, but he
She's
got
done him out of
stopped
it.
by Aurelia. Yeah.
They're gonna go ahead and push this turret while they have the chance. Oh, he does get the mocking shout on her, so they're gonna engage on Fear Me. Her ulti is gonna save her for a little bit longer. She actually hasn't used heal yet, so they gotta be careful. Skarner going in though.
He's just spamming that Q and just reapplying this slow every time. Lee Sin actually is going to try to get Soraka here, but misses. Lands the Q on Vayne, and he's going to go down to Skarner. Meanwhile, Kennen getting bursted by Tryndamere and
But
Ryze.
Kennen was able to take out Yorick before that happened.
Skarner's going to try to chase down Tryndamere, but he's probably just going to spin away. Meanwhile, Ryze actually getting ulted into Vayne, but he's going to be able to flash. And Tryndamere now going onto Vayne, but the heals come out from Soraka, and Tryndamere is actually getting really low from Skarner's Q. Skarner, though, out of mana as he continues on to Ryze. Vayne helping him finish her off. And Tryndamere, does ult and is able to kill Vayne.
He wants to try to heal up off of these creeps, but he was worried. But he is going to be able to grab some heal. So Goose is able to get Tryndamere a little bit more fed, but in the end, they did lose Yorick and Lee Sin kind of just by getting a little bit too aggressive and not being aware that Kennen was coming down. It looks like Goose is going to be able to pick up this next dragon, so second dragon is going to Goose. Really good pickup there, taking advantage of the fact that the other team had to back. Oh, they're going to catch Skarner unawares here. But Atlanta is also unawares, and his ult is down. There's the kick from Lee Sin, wasting a lot of skills on Skarner, and then Malphite comes in for the cleanup. So they are able to pick up Yorick and Lee Sin again, and Atlanta is going to try to get away. There's Kennen, though. He hits him with the shuriken. Oh, is that going to be enough? It is. There's the ignite going down. Atlanta will drop there. Ryze coming in to investigate, and this could be bad for him. He's feeling Skarner's steam pulling him back into the team, and he's going to drop as well. So there's the 4 for none. And, yep. Still ahead of gold. Like, Goose is still ahead in gold because of that dragon pickup, but,
also because Aurelia is like 50 CS
yeah,
of anyone.
Farming everything, yeah. Which is it's gonna be really hard when she gets into the team fights. I think it's gonna kind of turn things around a little bit in favor of Goose. But they do take advantage of the fact that they're ahead and take their first turret. So now it's 1-for-1 in turrets. Of course, Aurelia did get top a little while ago. And they're actually exactly the same on gold right now. So really, really, really close game at this point. As far as map goes, it looks like we got lots of maps, or not maps, wards go.
Wards? Yeah, all the way up the river.
Yeah, they totally got the river all warded up, but both teams, it kind of alternates, it's funny. But both teams actually have really good map coverage with their wards, and they're trying to play it as safe as they can. They're going to pick up bottom turret right now. Vayne can't do much to stop the combo between Lee Sin and Yorick. So they do pick up bottom turret. So now Goose is up 1 turret. And a little bit of gold.
The thing I like about Goose's team comp really is it's hard to figure out who to focus in fights.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Cannon, though, got an ult. 3 ults onto Lee Sin there.
For Lee Sin, just didn't stand a chance.
Not in time to ult him, though. And Atlanta's going to back off to his turret. And Din's going to spam Q. Aurelia actually coming in now with that ultimate. Going to kill Malphite first, of all people. Rise getting too close. And Skarner actually getting
Why are they going on Skarner? I don't understand.
Meanwhile, yeah.
Why?
Continue on. Kennen actually picked off Tryndamere there. And Vayne finally shows up to the fight. And Rise actually gets picked off by Skarner there. And they're going to continue on and just dive and kill almost everyone. Lee Sin finally revives and makes his way back to mid.
They're going to try for a Baron.
Like this is a Baron call. Kind of.
Well, they had really, really bad focus there. Aurelia came into the fight, and instead of jumping on Kennen or Soraka, she went straight for Malphite. Oh, double warded. That's good.
I don't know. They don't have Tryndamere to smite it yet. And Dan Din is there with his, so it would seem as if they have the advantage. Cannon actually kills Aurelia, and yeah, Dan gets the smite on the Baron. Turning the game around for themselves. Actually, that exchange of 4 kills plus the Barons puts them ahead.
2k gold, 2.5k gold. Yeah. And before they had been down by a k, like 1,000 gold. So that just tells you winning a solid team fight and Baron completely just turned this game around, and it's definitely in their favor right now. They are mid. They're going to try to stop this push. They have the ability to stop it. Malphite is going to initiate on them. Mandatory Cloud's going to drop. Lemon God is going to drop. Atlanta manages to get away. Doesn't even have to use his ulti, but they're going to go ahead and take this turret. And I can't imagine the Goose is going to be able to turn this one around very easily if they keep allowing themselves to be picked off like this.
This turret is steadily dropping. And yeah, it's going to go down. Meanwhile, they can't even defend this inhibitor. It's 5v3, and they've got Baron.
Yeah, they just really can't do anything at this point. They're going to try to chase this one down. Atlanta goes in, but gets immediately stunned by Kennen. Has to ult in order to even survive. Dan Din manages to kill Aurelia in the meantime while they're kind of focusing on Tryndamere. Lemon God also is dropped. And Aurelia got Yorick ulted, but it just didn't even do enough. And this is actually going to be, I think, game. I think they're going to be able to finish it right here. And it just tells you how one team fight can really turn these games.
Yep.
And they're going to be able to finish it. So, good game going to Toveri. Able to just take out Goose here. You know, pivotal moment was that team fight there in mid that allowed, you know, they got the 4 kills and were able to pull back and get Baron. But I'm really questioning why they targeted the Malphite there. Aurelia came into the fight and just went straight for the Malphite, and then as soon as Malphite died, went straight for the Skarner. Which I think are the 2 people who she should have kind of ignored in that fight, so.
Right. So it was just Vayne wasn't there first, but there's still other targets you could have went for. And when Vayne finally got there, they just cleaned up and went straight to Baron afterwards.
I have an invite waiting from Atlanta already. I assume you do as well.
Yep.
So right into game 3. This will be our final game of the night, so whoever wins this will be moving on to the next rounds of the lower bracket finals. I wish I could say this was like a finals game, but it's not.